Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numith and today we begin our adventure through Elden Ring and the lands between. In anticipation of the upcoming expansion, Shadows of the Erdtree, I decided that when I saw that announcement drop that I was going to start anew, to get back into some practice for this series. I plan to cover the Shadows of the Erdtree, but I am more than a little rusty. So, this will be my way of getting back into shape, so to speak. Now, let's get started. Going with the samurai origin today, and I'm hoping to be able to defeat the Grafted Scion, our first major enemy on this playthrough. But we'll see if I can manage it. Well, here goes nothing.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment. If the call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask, Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. and one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between, to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
And so our adventure begins. We pick up our wizened finger, open our first door, and see the Erdtree for the first time. Now then, we face our first great foe, a grafted scion, progeny of Godric the Grafted, no doubt. Well, time to see if I can kill this abomination. Come on. Good, and I believe I got a critical on that too. Come on. Do something I can punish. Slightly different. Come on. Come on. Just timed that right. Nope. Come on. Nope, you're not doing anything. You blocked, but you still took a chunk of damage. Come on. Nope. You're gonna block that if I... Oh, you didn't block. Come on. Do something I can punish. That's more like it. Come on. Doesn't matter how golden your blade is if you can't hit me with it. Nope. Gotta be very careful. Yep, you'll block right now if I do something, won't you? Come on. Come on. Okay, that's one poke. Come on. There we go. Down to my last fire arrow. Okay. His buff is worn off. This has taken a while. Come on. Just a few more shots will do it. Ooh, no, you don't. It. Come on. Didn't have enough stamina to shoot. Come on. Come on, do the string again. Gotcha! Oh, finally. It was frankly embarrassing how many times I had to reset this run just to manage that. But now I have my reward. Sword and shield. Can I even use that shield? No, I cannot. Not only would it over-encumber me, but I don't have the strength. Oh well, the sword is a direct improvement. Possibly. Higher critical, so... marginal. But the whole point was to manage to actually slay the monster. Well... I need a moment to recover from that. Okay, I've had my breather now. So, it's time we finally move on. We managed to kill the grafted scion. Pity that I'm not going to actually get to keep the reward. At least, not the rune reward for having beaten him. 3,200 runes. But they're all going to go up in a puff of smoke right at the end of this little path. Yeah. This little drop is gonna cost me. Let's see if I can't... Nope, couldn't grab the item. Oh well. I thought I could snatch the butterflies, but nope. Not possible, alas. But, as a consolation prize, we now get to meet with Melina, our beloved companion throughout this long, trying, and rather grim adventure. The cloth physics did a bit of a stutter on me there.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. even if it does violate the Golden Order.
As we will learn, the Golden Order is anything but pure. There are certain connections between it and Sekiro. The immortality of the dragon has some rather unfortunate parallels with the Golden Order, though I shan't go too deeply into that here. Yep, might as well take advantage of a few extra runes we can get. Down here. Nope. I don't have enough strength to use the Golden Beast Crest Shield. We have slightly higher base damage and bleed buildup with the Uchigatana, though I may use the Ornamental Straight Sword. Yeah, I'll start off with it, I think. I did go to all the trouble of finding it, after all. And its ability to buff its attacks will come in very useful when dealing with heavy shields that'll let us bypass their defenses. It has been a while since my previous playthroughs, but I do remember the game well enough that I do not need the pop-up tutorial reminders. Ah, and here is our first example. The efficacy of shield breaking. Heavier weapons will make dealing with great shields far easier. But, for now, having an... Looks like the soldier decided to try and drop down on my head. Yeah, there he is. I was kind of hoping he would drop something. Oh well. A few extra runes never hurt. Especially this early in the game. Now, back across the bridge. And I might also add, it is quite nice. Simply that they do not eat up stamina whilst you are, well, running around in the open world. You could imagine how annoying it would get if you had to wait on your stamina to recover constantly while you're just running around exploring things. It would get obnoxious mighty fast. I will say the jumping attack on that isn't all that great. Now, we'll buff up and deal with the greatsword wielder, Godric Soldier. He whiffed, and so did I, as it happened. Because it was my intention to backstab him. But oh well, not like it really mattered. After all, he was simply the tutorial enemy. Well, the first tutorial boss, if you don't count the Grafted Scion as a tutorial. And to be fair, I can certainly understand why you wouldn't consider that creature a tutorial, as you are set up to fail that fight. You're outright expected to die there. So they don't really give you much of an opportunity to learn during that fight, at least. Now, we're here in Limgrave, and I have a lot of people to meet. And I do mean a lot, because I'm planning on doing as many quest lines as possible. So first up, we'll rest and speak to Vare. Insidious Vare. He'll be very useful to us, but I fully intend on murdering him before all this is over. And I assure you he will have more than earned it by the time we get to the end for him.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
That shall not be my fate, I assure you. You, on the other hand... well, we'll see.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me, Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
Well, we shall follow Grace, as it's pointing up toward Stormvale Castle at the moment. But we will be making many, many diversions.
Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
Indeed.
It's time you set off, I should think. To Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you, if you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
Indeed. So, we do make straight for Stormvale Castle to begin. Because at this early stage, we are going to need, first, to meet with Melina. And one of the easiest places to meet her is at one of the grace sites directly ahead towards Stormvale. And further, it will make life for us a bit easier going this way. And this church will be useful to us for another reason. It will be a meeting place. And it also has access to a merchant. who will actually be quite helpful to us.
You're tarnished. I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
And it is in part because of Kale and his goods that I went through the trouble of completing the tutorial. It didn't give us much runes, but it will be enough to buy a couple niceties from Kale
I am of a
here.
nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
Do you have any recommendations
You know,
for us?
If you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit. A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts, after all.
Very well. We'll buy the bundle. And the torch.
I'm glad you took my warning to heart. You've made an excellent choice.
Now, we're going to need a few more goods from him. But for now, I think I'm actually going to switch back to the Uchi Katana now. It's going to be useful for a cave that I'm about to enter. There's a minor boss there, but there's also a lengthy segment before I can reach him, where there will be a good deal of darkness, and I'll be needing the torch to light the way. Therefore, the enemies in the cave, well, simple as they are, I won't be able to use the two-handed moveset of my twin swords. And for that reason, the katana will serve me slightly better. And at this stage, fighting these particular enemies, there's little difference between these weapons, with the sole exception being when I get to the boss arena down here, I will switch over to my twin swords. Because in that area, I'll have plenty of light to fight by. And therefore, I won't need to worry about one hand for the torch. Ah, got a bleed proc there. Very good. I also find that catching these wolves can be somewhat difficult if you're using those twin swords. Their reach is a little lower than I should like. Fortunately, the trip to this boss, as you see, is rather short. Now this guy can be a bit of a challenge if you're not ready for him. I was worried that was actually going to do damage. Gotcha. Okay. That's an extra talisman and some more runes. And now we can go straight back to the entrance, because that's about all that we needed from him. Okay, we're back. Now we make it toward the encampment at the base of Stormvale Gate. Okay. It's a good thing we get through here before nightfall. Because after nightfall, there'll be some vampires turning up in this area. And whilst they are killable with our current gear, they would be a bit on the obnoxious side to deal with right this bloody second. Now, let's see how well we can clear out the camp. Always best to murder these guys while they're not looking. As otherwise, they can be quite obnoxious this early when we don't have a good means of breaking their shield. It's of course entirely possible to get around their shield. Had more poise on that than I would have guessed. Or perhaps this weapon simply isn't good at poise breaking. No matter. Now we get a flail. A weapon that I am probably never going to use. And over here, we have our first major map. The map of Limgrave West. Now I have to kill this guy before he blows that horn. And brings the horde down on us. Although it looks like I failed at that already. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, there's a lot. And this knight will be the death of us on his own by the looks of things. Come on. Yep. Oh well. Oh, and that reminds me. I forgot to collect that site of grace over there. Good job there's a stake of Marika nearby. Yes, it had to happen eventually. I'm actually thinking the longer reach and bleed of the Uchi might serve me better. Fortunately, I managed to die relatively close to the grace. And it's not really necessary to defeat any of these guys. I do so merely for revenge. It does annoy me slightly that these enemies die before the bleed can actually kick in. Oh well. Now, let's pick off the other enemies in this area before we get the knight after us. Lock-on messed with me a little there. Okay. Got a little over-enthusiastic with my attempt there. Yeah, I'm gonna die again at this rate. Unless I can catch him like that again. And now the wolf is gonna get me, isn't it? Nope, he didn't kill me. Okay. Alas, the knight wasn't kind enough to drop any of his gear for me. That would have made this at least slightly more useful. But now we can get the whetstone down here at least. That'll come in very useful later. But we don't have any other ashes of war to change to at the moment. So the draw will have to suffice. And to be fair, it did just prove itself useful. Oh, there's still more enemies around, are there? Yes, there are. Lock on. Ah, finally got a bleed proc. Okay. Let's grab this while I remember. Lord Sworn's greatsword. Not going to be one of our main weapons, certainly. But now we meet with Melina.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erdtree.
I accept your proposal. I have little choice at present, but I seek the Erdtree regardless.
Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Torrent.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
Of course.
Shall I
Now
turn
then.
your runes to strength? Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
Now, a few of you may have just guessed one of the weapons that I'm gunning for early on. Yes, indeed, I'm going after the Reduvia dagger. I have some runes, but only 200 worth of them. So, not going to get me a level up just yet. Now it's time that we worked our way around a bit. There are many people to meet, and I hope to claim the Reduvia dagger before we go too much further. But there is someone else to meet, now that we have Torrent at the Church of Elde.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
You might indeed. Rani the Witch.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk, I surmise, is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
I can indeed call the spectral steed.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee, by Torrent's former master.
It is most welcome, I assure you.
'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
I thank you,
Forgive mine
Renna.
intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
I assure you we will meet again. And I already sicken of serving the two fingers. As to why, well, the tale with Rani will reveal the reason for my disdain. Well, now we have another friend to meet. Very near here, in fact.
Oi! You there. Could you help us out, Cully? You? Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you can't see me.
I see you, but you look like a tree.
What'd you go and do that for? Oh, yes. I remember. Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell, weren't you? Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back. Not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really.
Lucky indeed.
Oh, what a shame. When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned. And so this is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me.
It's nothing. I'm not angry with you for giving me mushrooms. I barely did anything, really. So I didn't need a reward.
Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring back something of actual value. Then I'd be of some real use to you, I reckon.
I'm not sure that's a wise idea. It's dangerous, as you said.
Right. But I'll need a moment. I'm frightened of them. So I have to gather myself. My knees start knocking, just thinking about that god-awful cave on the shore.
I would prefer it if you did not risk your life. But... what have we here? Agheel Lake. Admittedly, the view is a bit less useful because it's the middle of the night and it's dark. But no matter. We'll carry on down toward the lake and give that a very wide berth. There is no reason whatever for me to involve myself fighting the Knight's Cavalry just yet. Oh dear. I went and accidentally summoned Agheel. That was not my intent. I'm not fighting the Draken right now. Now, in this place, we have a teleporter that would take us out of Limgrave. But frankly, I have no intention of going to Caelid just yet. It would be possible, and there's much that I intend to garner from a trip to Caelid. That was a big woofer. But before I even consider the trip that way, I'm going to want better weaponry. Mostly, I slaughtered these ruins for all of the runes they offered. I still need one more level of arcane to make use of the Reduvia.
You must be the new Tarnished. You do well to steer clear of Agheel Lake, fledgling. A dragon roosts there, and it's as fearsome as it is majestic. So, unless you're mad, I wish to be burned alive. Stay clear of the lake. Don't
I
be a
will.
fool. Turn back before it's too late.
Well, now I have to cross the lake and go under the bridge you can see directly ahead. Through there will be a ravine, and it is near a cave within that ravine that I will be invaded by a bloody finger, a servant of Moog. And he it is that will drop the Reduvia. Normally, an invasion like this would be most dangerous. And it will still be a risk. But we now have a friend who may aid us in this battle. Ooh. Yep, gotta be very careful. This guy's wielding 2 Reduvias.
If it isn't Nereus,
So,
the bloody finger, the end is nigh. For you. And your cisblood.
oh dear. Let's hope he doesn't do that again. Come on, come on. Okay. I've got magic pixel HP left. Nope, didn't manage to finish him. Come on, Europe. I'm gonna play it safe and let Yura finish him if he can. Yeah, I think Yura will manage. Oh, got him. Okay. Ugh. That almost went very badly. Ay ay. Well, we lived, and we now have a decent weapon to start us off, and enough runes to level up again so we can actually use it. Alright. Now the main reason I want the Reduvia is for its good blood to build up, as well as the long-range attack it has on its Ash of War. That's going to prove very useful for helping to bleed certain enemies going forward. The only downside, of course, is that because it's a dagger, the range is really, really low without the Ash of War. But for dealing with little fellows like these, that's not too great an issue. Now then, we'll meet here another friend. Although, friend might be a bit of a stretch, as you'll soon see.
Well. Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief! The gods demand repentance! Cough up your coin! All of it!
Yep, I can actually bleed him straight through his shield.
Wait, please! I surrender! White flag and all!
Very well.
Well, finally come round, have you? Well, I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true. Ah. Well, what do you know? You're tarnished, like me. Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a demi-human or some such. Well, an innocent mistake, I assure you. Well, water under the bridge. Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now on?
I suppose we can. Though I will not forget you or what you've
True man
done.
of reason. Just what I like about you. I'm Patches. Patches the Untethered. Tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, you might say. Only for now, those retired soldiers turned bandits. And they're paying for my gruel. In exchange for my, well, showing them the ropes. But honestly, this looting racket is bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. Maybe set up a legitimate shop. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time.
And to that I say, Gavlon wheel, Gavlon deal. Yes, I actually did rather enjoy Dark Souls 2 back in the day. And I still think it's one of the better Souls games. And with that controversial statement, I think I'm going to end our first episode right here. So, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a good day.